Do a Tyago. Hello. And hiring. Yeah, before I start, just retainers. Because I was in a little shire because I was claiming the wondrous tales. Oh, I didn't mean to send you out on that. Dang it. Here, how much does this sell for? 1,000? Sure. Yeah, but the others are all under 1,000. So here, I'll sell this for 875 then. Oh yeah, actually, since I'm here, there's something I want to ask you. Where is it? What in the world is this guy about? Because I meant to ask last week, but forgot. What is this guy for? Is this like Shadowbringer relics or something? Yeah, well, and do him another time. Then yeah, I'm not gonna worry about it right now. I'll do it another time because I want to get on with the MSQ. Oh yeah, there's also a guy in Kugane. I remember. I forget. That was also a level 80 quest. I forget his name though. Also got jelly beans. These ones are like spice jelly beans, so they're like spice flavors. Most of them are mint. Like 3 different kinds of mint. I think there's like a ginger and cinnamon, a clove, and then a licorice. I don't know. What? Okay. Yeah, I know. I was saying what jelly beans I had. I don't know. I think. What one is this? I think this one's. Hey, oh, we're gonna try this one. Oh, that's because I was leaning over away from my mic to reach towards the jelly beans. Okay. Actually gotta switch to I'll switch to Reaper now. Where? There it is. Also, now that I can do the Realm Reborn ones by myself, they're basically just free stamps. So I already took care of them right away since they only take like a minute each. Dang it, where was it? So I should easily be able to do Containment Bay S1T7 easily, since it's a level 61. Oh. It is not a good jelly bean flavor. That is not a good jelly bean flavor. I think that was supposed to be the clove one. Was not good at all. Now I know to throw all those ones out. Never having one of those kinds again. Well, if I were to once I get Reaper to level 90 and get the Tombstone gear, then I would probably be able to do it, right? Okay, maybe the space jelly beans aren't that good. Elsa, listen to me. Our duty is now to not denote humorous for his misguided determination or to convince Elmet and this that they've been deceived. No, we must instead ensure that experiences the Hermes sought to expunge are preserved. What remains in our memories alone will be our weapon against the final days. You must fight this battle in your age, and I in mine. Come, let us walk together once more. I will see you at the doors of the Proplian. That one's not that good either. So far, out of the 4 jelly beans I've had, being licorice, clove, ginger, and cinnamon, the best one has been the licorice one. Ugh. I purposely had the licorice one first because I was assuming it was going to be the worst one. Time in the stage is drawing to an end. Upon speaking of the event, several cutscenes will play in sequence. Okay. Yeah, so it's a good thing I did not continue the quest last time, considering this is gonna be a several cutscene.
So, it is within. The portal that brought you hither, and will take you home.
Yes, this is where we part ways.
May you and yours emerge triumphant. Make use of the knowledge you have gained, that your days in Elpis and our friend's sacrifice be not in vain. With Meteion free to pursue her designs, 'tis only a matter of time until the final days are upon us. We must be ready. From fortifying our defenses to securing our escape, there is much to be done. In spite of this, we cannot allow the report that set this calamity in motion to become common knowledge. Were the masses to learn the fates of the other stars, I fear the situation would spiral out of our control. I must carefully consider who can be trusted and bring them into the fold. Ordinarily, I wouldn't hesitate to call upon the 14. However, it was the desire for a fair determination that drove Hermes to attempt to erase our memories. Were he made aware of his actions, there is no telling whether he would remain a friend or become a foe. Alternately, we might try to alienate him from the convocation. Yet in doing so, we would deprive ourselves of a brilliant mind who would be invaluable in the crises to come. Quite the dilemma. Which is why I must work independently of the convocation. Regardless of how we proceed, if we are to permanently avert the final days, we must be equal to Hermes' challenge. We must prove that mankind is worthy to exist. And this hinges, I think, on how we confront the all-consuming despair that accompanies a senseless and seemingly inevitable end. Bewildered and divided, we would perish like the peoples of those celestial ruins. We could not hope to survive the final days, much less take the battle to Meteion at her nest. We must find a way to defeat despair, to unite and prepare as many as possible for the struggle ahead. Heavy will weigh the burden of guiding this legion of souls. Yet I have faith in mankind's potential. As long as he believes in himself, there is naught he cannot achieve. So I will not give up on him. On us. You may find your world to be very different. Or perhaps the erasure of our friend's memories has sown the seeds of a conjunction between us. We cannot know until the moment is at hand. So shall I strive to do my best, taking naught for granted as I walk my path. And I pray you walk with me to the end. As you move forward, so too will I, as will all, resolved to fight for the morrow. And when mankind has found the strength to stand against despair, we shall silence the song of oblivion. She who sings it will learn our journey is far from over. This I promise. Fare you well, my light of the future, till we meet again.
From this day forth, I shall strive to bring honor to the seat of Vandani.
Even now, I remember standing there, locked in a moment where the sky is aflame. Where stars fall as tears, and screams darken the seas. Where resignation rots the trees. Where terror twists magics into abominations. Such is the lament of they who have gone before. The song of they who tried and failed to create a better world. The song of the end. That which hides at the edge of the universe is no longer hope's creation. It is hopelessness incarnate. That day, mankind saw half of its number sacrificed to bring forth Zodiark. And covering the star in a shroud of ether, we forestalled the final days. Yet the cries echoed still. We wept for innocence lost, wailed for death inevitable. A reality too terrible to bear. And for too many who sought comfort in gilded memories of joyful days and tranquil nights.
This is all wrong! Why must we suffer so?
It needn't be like this. No. There must be a way to restore things to the way they were. To reclaim the perfect paradise we once had.
No, my friends. Suffering exists, and we cannot pretend otherwise. No civilization, however great, could eliminate it. If we would live, we must accept it as our constant companion. Let us not seek to forget this tragedy. Let us carry it in our hearts, that we may grow stronger and know true happiness.
We can't accept it! We won't accept it! It will be ours again! A world free of sorrow!
No, it will not. For there has ever been sorrow. Mankind was but spared its biting sting for a time. So please, open your eyes. To try and reclaim those lives we lost by sacrificing yet more isn't wisdom. It is weakness. No paradise is without its shadows. If we cannot accept this truth and learn from our pain, then our plight shall be repeated.
O mighty Zodiac! God, born of our boundless faith, we bid you, hear our prayer. Accept this offering of lives, and deliver unto us the lives we once had. Deliver unto us the days of old, the days when the star was a font of love, and we knew naught but bliss.
You would destroy it? Our beautiful world?
Lands that stretched on forever. Skies one could drown in. The heartbeat of nature, silent yet strong. And amidst it all, a people. Beacons of light and life. Laughter that warmed my heart like naught else before. They are my meaning and my purpose. My love. In spite of, Or perhaps because of this, I choose to believe in mankind's potential, in his ability to find a way forward. So let there be no way back. From that temptation, I sunder us. No more shall man have wings to bear him to paradise. Henceforth, he shall walk. All is excruciating pain. I breathe fire and torment. I birth a world of suffering to mire and plague. In one fleeting moment, lives come and go, ever moving towards the unknown. And in that fleeting moment, they cry for the answer to the question. Why, given life, are they meant to suffer, to die? As fragmented, imperfect beings, yours is a never-ending quest. A quest to find your purpose, knowing your end is assured. To find the strength to continue when all strength has left you.
Oh.
To find darkness descends. And amidst deepest despair, light everlasting. A conjunction has begun to form, an intertwining of your time and mine. When you truly understand what is at stake, and your journey has prepared you to surmount the insurmountable, then shall I honor the promise made in another time, another age.
Oh.
That was a lot.
Hmm. Let's try this one. Oh, that is not a good mint one either. This one tastes like mint gum. Please let this last one be better. Nope. Not any better. Charlatan. Okay, those jelly beans were not good at all. Assuming I can get the night music in the shop over here. No. Nope. And I'm assuming that's that's just that stuff. No. I do not see any. the night music scroll for this area. Because I want to have it so I can put it on my house music. Unless I get it as part of the MSQ at some point. That's sad. That'd take a long time to get this music. Aww. That's a ton of fates I would have to do. That's impeccable timing as always. I heard you were off to the first part of our endeavors to investigate the final days. Well, it seems so often the case while you're away, we've had some few developments, which we can discuss just a moment. First, now, however, I cannot tell you how wonderful it is to have you back. Okay. Actually, I have to pee, so I'm gonna do that now. Anyway. Okay, I've returned. Jelly beans were awful. All right. So we learned a lot more of the final days. The journey was worth it. Was no doubt your newfound knowledge will be a great boon to us all. Unfortunately, during your time on the first, events here have taken a turn for the worse. The Suns are running themselves ragged trying to contain the spread of blasphemies, but it's losing battle. To try and ascertain where and why Alice and Alphino have been traveling all over. All regions they visited, Locus Almanos is one of the worst effective. Darren Credinisti and Graha took a detachment of allied soldiers there to offer aid and succor to those in need. But the province is vast. They managed to visit a handful of coastal villages. It was an accomplishment worth celebrating still, but the drop in the bucket for at best. Chola and Master Matoya have been making concerted effort to establish connection with Heidelin in the Ethereal Sea, but to no avail. As for Totaro and I, we've been keeping a close eye on the forum. From what we gather, they've been constructing a vessel to ferry people to the moon. An ambitious project that's likely been in a few years, if not decades in the making, however, since we've seen no sign of it thus far, I suspect it's still incomplete. We also recall the proposal issued by Master Forshot to people of Radzat Han. Following discussion, Vitra decided to declare his support for the plan and urged those who wish to evacuate to accept the forum's invitation. So far so good, but there's where things get a little strange. Apparently the forum caught wind of the lunar teleport in the tower below inside to use it to deliver people to the moon instead of their mysterious ship. Therefore, the secure safe passage for the Hanish refugees to Tower Alpha and also Assyrian traveled to Garlemald not too long ago. Jubba is the capital of hardly the safest place to begin with, and now the final days have come to Garlemald. Shortly after our friends arrived, they sent rendezvous with Master Forshot. Then panic broke out and the communications were severed. From packets we were able to make out before the link chats went to countryside. We can only assume the phenomenon has spread to the capital. The others need you, so please, you must help them. I mean, there will make the difference, I'm sure of it. Cap Broken Glass was the first port of call, so you best start there. Hopefully Lucia will know where they are. There's no telling what you'll be walking to, so you best take every possible precaution. apocalypse. No, it's gonna be a duty. It's solo instant duty. All these chocolate things will be much better. If I can get it open. Come on. That's it. And not a moment too soon. Skies are all water ablaze, but it's the events on the ground that concern me. As you all heard, your fellow signs arrived ahead of you. We cut the customary greeting short after we received word from our troop on the Magna Glacius that the Form's airship has landed. It was then the heavens began to burn. Dispatch your friends at once to ensure the refugees come to no harm. Whatever you join them immediately, additional support en route, but we have discussed that later. I trust you're ready to depart. Oh no. Alright. I guess a lot of crazy stuff's about to happen. That face scares me. Because that either means you're being silly or something insane's gonna happen. Oh no! Earlier on Magna Glacius. Oh no, it's chaotic Tygo.
No. 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 We were promised an escape. Not the same door we fled.
I shall not meet my final days here in this blasted waste. Calm yourselves. Your panic is our greatest enemy. Come, we must build a line of defense. How?
Leave the fighting to us, Father. You must lead the people to safety.
I can handle this pair. You?
Shall tend to the refugees. Let us be about it.
As you wish, my little lord.
What is this scene again? Dude. Alphino. We gotta play as Alphino.
I'll command the beast's attention. See to the wounded.
Help is at hand.
Leave it to me.
Those who can stand, come with me.
It's turning. I was lost.
You're safe now.
Thank you.
Easy now. Deep breaths.
I was just you saving me.
Worry not for the refugees, but for yourself.
Just really provide support.
As a stack marker. Back!
On it.
Sorry, the room was delayed. I had said that like only after the first bomb had exploded. Now goes the shot.
Help! Someone, please!
What?
No. Don't. I don't want to die.
Forward! Let not a single fiend escape!
Wait, that's... Euless and the army. So, you've recovered then?
In time enough to be of aid, for once. We can speak of it more later. For now, we must fight! To repay your salvation in kind, or with better! For Garlemald has her pride!
Of that I've no doubt.
Good gods. Of all possible saviors, the Imperial Army. Oh!
I had hoped to take all of them down at once.
Think a withdrawal might be in order?
Oh, sod that. You know who would never abandon these people to their fate. To be devoured by their former friends. That'd be beyond cruel. These beasts must fall here and now.
Well then, I'd say it's high time we threw caution to the winds.
So long as you spare me the heroic sacrifices. Now, let's go!
And it's Alice A. I'm assuming since it zoomed in on her. Well, good thing I know how to play Red Mage. So what do I get? Verflare. Gold, and then this one's the attack one. That's the instant here, and then Embolden. And then a limit break. Of course, because she gets limit break as an option.
It's Alizé.
Something tells me more are gonna come. No way to research transformation. I did not press the button. It's like I thought I clicked it, but I did not, apparently. What shall I say? It's not like the rest.
Today.
Steve Vibe here. I won't back down. Alright, limit gauge is finally filling up. Starting to fill up. So I guess this is just to survive into a limit break. Now's our chance.
I'm not done yet.
To worry about.
The air crackles with energy. Find cover!
No.
There's always one thing to understand whenever the meteors stay on the screen.
As they say, turnabout's fair play. On guard.
Not sure that was just gonna finish it off. I guess not.
There's not the barest trace of ether. Maybe there really is no way to bring them back. Thank you for saving our lives once again. I remember you, from Purusha. You helped us there too, didn't you?
I you're from Palaka's stand. I'm glad you're still in one piece. Or you will be, once I see to that injury of yours.
Look out!
Oh, that was
Get
Paladin.
out of here! Quickly! I won't lose them. Not a one. This will be a brighter future. I won't let a madman's apocalypse ruin everything we've fought to achieve!
Get it together, Alize. You're embarrassing yourself. And in front of Father, no less. You might never measure up to our champion. But we ask too much of her as it is. You mustn't let our sword in the darkness fight alone.
So close.
Oh.
I'm back.
I like how never skip leg day was an option.
I can look after myself, you know.
Everything's in order? I trust?
I've had enough of this rabble! Come on!
That was a trailer line. Actually, it was two of them.
Oh, a trio for the ages. Just the beginning. I had a feeling I'd find you.
We're here too.
This should be the last of the worst troublemakers. With me!
The rescue sees you. We must keep the beast at bay. Isn't it letting me use Oh, there. Now it's letting me. Dang it, I misclicked and clicked the wrong button.
You must board without delay. The ship will depart ere long.
Your offer to host us in Sharlayan is most appreciated. But will the final days not soon fall upon it as well?
Your hesitation is not unwarranted. The satrap entrusted me with your lives, yet I have failed your comrades. Nor are you wrong to fear that this corruption will continue to spread. I cannot promise you complete safety, even in my homeland. What I can promise is that I will do all in my power to protect you. That power is not inconsiderable. Even now, my countrymen are preparing the vessel that will deliver us to a sanctuary on the moon. Join us on our journey there, and beyond, to new horizons. Come to old Sharlayan. Please.
We would be fools to refuse such a generous offer made in earnest.
It seems they've a new destination.
The people of Radzat-Han have known too much suffering. The march to Garlemald will only bring them more, short though it may be.
I quite agree. Fortunately, they have you to look after them.
Yes. Well,
Behind you! Just there!
More of them.
Why is Xenos here?
Xenos!
Scarlet
Here!
You'll be all right. Hurry to the airship.
Why have you come?
A heretofore unseen beast. 'Twas ripe for the slaying. Poor sport, alas. Unfit to temper my blade.
Oh, for the love of... You cannot still be on about a rematch.
That is and has ever been my sole concern. You, on the other hand, are fixated on a different quarry. Your passion pales before mine, yet neither hate nor despair seems sufficient to recapture your misdirected bloodlust. So, I hone my blade, and I wait.
That's it. That's all you care about. Garlemald is in ruins. Our homeland, the nation you rule, is as good as gone. Along with so many of its people. Not just soldiers like us. Not only those who fought and killed for power and duty. Innocent civilians. Murdered by their own flesh and blood. Lost and confused as they breathed their last. While we who survived with our lives and minds intact were left to freeze to death. The Eorzeans tell me all this was your doing! You slaughtered your countrymen! You did! For what?
For nothing, in the end. So much wasted effort.
You bastard!
For your own sake, Eulus, you must control your anger. It will serve no one should it consume you and see you transformed.
Would you be happier had I a good reason?
What?
If my motives met with your approval, would you no longer resent the outcome? If so, then Perhaps a beast's skin would suit you better. Duty, honor, morality. All constructs of convenience when put to proof. Surely the war taught you how easily power becomes the tool of the self-righteous. How the people's justice was merely a means to their ends. Yet you would ask me why. Ask any creature of this star and those above for answers, and they will tell you what suits their fancy. And they would be right to do so. What meaning there is to be found in the petty vicissitudes of your existence must be gleaned by you, and you alone. Should you seek it in battle in the fruitless pursuit of my demise, then come. Assume your rightful place as a notch on my blade.
You are a blight on the Garlean race, and there would be no more satisfying way to expunge it than by beating you to death. But I will not be party to another tragedy. I refuse to lose anyone else because of you. So go. Go! And may we never suffer your madness again!
Xenos! Perhaps you found meaning in living this way. I cannot deny you found strength. Yet if you only pursue your hedonistic pleasures and pay no heed to the plight of others, then no one will give you the time of day. You will never get what you want, not even the battle you pine for so dearly. You'll be alone for an eternity, and you'll deserve every agonizing second of it.
I won't even begin to call him a good guy there. But he definitely seemed more reasonable than usual.
We're ready to depart. The refugee ships will be leaving shortly, but I've asked mine to remain for the time being. There's room enough for you to join me on it, if you wish. Do contain your surprise. I needn't agree with the Scion's methods or intentions to acknowledge that their deeds are deserving of gratitude.
We appreciate the offer. But might I ask why you are delaying your departure? I presume it is not solely for our benefit.
I must visit Garlemald ere we return to Sharlayan. Having caused such an uproar, 'tis only meet that I explain myself to the Ilzabard contingent.
Allow us to accompany you then. We should be glad to facilitate, given our familiarity with all concerned. If you would like to join as well, Eulus, we can speak of recent events on the way.
He'll be after your seat on the forum next.
The expression he gave after Justinian said that. Now, when is Gaius gonna show up again?
Unfortunately, he has been consigned to side quest hell.
Aw. So basically, since I finished the trials, the Shadowbringer trials, is he just never showing up again now in the story?
His appearances have been minor.
Mm-hmm. See, I was standing there, so uncaring and pretendant gods. I don't know what came over me. I just wrote the first thing came about. Looking back on it, I stand by those words. I would say I hope they won't cite him for utter villainy, but to be honest, I doubt he even remembers what I said. Anyway, enough about all that. It's good to see you again. I am just gonna run to the bathroom though after that long bit. So I'll be right back. Alright. I have returned. And that's a lot of quests.
No major injuries then. Good. I briefed the recovered soldiers and sent them on their way as quickly as I could, but nevertheless feared they would not make it in time.
The additional support was invaluable. Your men saved more than a few lives. Though not all, I regret to say.
I take it that I'm addressing Lucia Junius. I'm the Forum's envoy, Fortuneau Leveilleur. And you are owed an explanation for these most dire developments.
Another trial wrought by the final days. I was beginning to suspect as much. You doubtless feel some consternation having been forced to abandon your original plan. But trust me when I say you were right to send the refugees elsewhere. Beasts have been sighted within the capital. Perhaps it was a stroke of grim fortune that the population was decimated beforehand, as they've yet to appear in any great number, but in time. In any case, Maxima leads the remainder of the contingent in an effort to cull the creatures and evacuate the populace as we speak. Once the airships have taken to the skies, I pray your men can be persuaded to join him.
You'll permit us to retain our weapons?
I wouldn't have sent you after the Scions were I expecting you to stab them in the back.
And I, for one, would not consider past transgressions more relevant than future contributions. Regardless of the circumstances that saw us at odds before, we need men of courage now, more than ever.
We swore to defend Garlemald, and so we shall.
It seems you have everything under control. You will excuse me then, for mine own duties await.
A moment, Master Fortuneau. You did desire to express your appreciation for services rendered, did you not?
I did. Though if you intend to again ask that Charlian alter its course, you will find my gratitude insufficient.
'Tis nothing so onerous. I wish to hear the details of this grand endeavor of yours.
Do you swear to listen and to learn, and not to embark upon some scheme to impede us?
I swear.
Any other, I would doubt. But you, I trust to keep your word. For not once have you broken it. Very well. I will request that the Forum make you privy to our plans. You may await our summons at the Baldessian Annex, assuming the decision is in your favor. Does that suffice?
It does. You have my thanks.
Excellent. You can regale us with tales of your most recent sojourn to the First while we wait. Did you hear something just now?
Here's it.
Where is this star's blasted pudding?
Dawn may banish even the darkest night.
Anjay, what did you
And
do?
This bitter climb bring warmth and comfort. 'Tis heartening to see such an assembly upon my return. I thought often of you whilst I looked down upon our star's brilliance from the moon above.
Yes, but what are you doing here? And dressed like that? Aren't you cold?
Verily, I fear for my health should I proceed to expound upon our purpose ere I procure more suitable garments.
Then allow me to summarize. We're here because none of you lot are up there. Nor has anyone deigned to send word about any changes in the plans. It's rude, is what it is. At least that's what I thought at first, but then folks got to wondering if you weren't in a spot of bother, so we decided to take matters into our own hands. Come down here and help, if our help be needed. So she says, but it's also something of a convenient excuse to visit Atheris. Oriange made it sound absolutely marvelous. More so before the impending doom, but still. And it's not like there will ever be a better time. What with the aforementioned doom?
So jarring.
Marvelous, they say, yet not an ounce of pudding to be found. I must suffer Uriange's inferior works no more.
Hey! Maybe consider the plight of present company before you go blathering on about pudding and doom? Ahem. As I was saying, should you require any assistance with whatever, we are at your disposal. We were born from Heidelin's love for the lives of this star, so naturally we would much prefer to see them continue. Twiddling our thumbs up on the moon is hardly conducive to that, though, is it? Not when you've all got such precious thoughts and feelings and hopes for the future deserving of more active preservation. Speaking to Oriange made us realize that while we've carried out our duties to the letter, we've failed to fulfill them in spirit. From there, it was just a hop, skip, and a jump towards resolving to do better. So please, show us how. Help us help you.
Forgive me, but are they...
Thy distant collaborators, indeed.
Hail, fellow! Well met! You'd be a member of the Forum, would you? It's an honor and a pleasure to meet you at last. I'm Livingway, Heidelin's right paw. That last bit is very important. As am I, if I may humbly say so myself.
I bid you welcome to our star, Livingway. On behalf of the Forum, I thank you for traveling such a distance to meet us. As you have surmised, preparations for the Exodus have not proceeded as smoothly as we had hoped. I should be happy to personally escort you to our headquarters in Charlian, where you may advise us as you deem fit.
'Twas with reluctance that I set aside the great work of readying the moon for habitation. Be assured that I did so only after the Loperids made plain their earnest desire to come hither, and I myself felt a growing certainty that their contributions here would prove invaluable. 'Tis trite, perhaps, but I followed my heart.
Strike a Horiage for both options. Good to have it. Good to have you back. I'll go with that one.
For a time, at least. Nevertheless, 'twas worth the journey to find present company well. Will thou attend us at the forum and lend thine own wisdom?
All right.
If that's all quite settled, can we start moving before Urianger catches his death? Even I'm freezing out here.
Oh, I dare say you'll warm up quickly once you're aboard the airship. Sat shoulder to shoulder with our fur-covered friends.
It's putting we're gonna get left behind. As the restaurant is not as we learn the identity of Highland's lunar custodians, and he will soon discover that they have much and more to offer the forum. May I suggest we turn to the Annex forthwith? Yet to the time discuss the recent adventures, or we are summoned to Rosteria. I don't know, I feel like even if we have misgivings with them, I feel like it's important that they know too what the hell is on. Oh, there's a lookout point over there. May as well go real quick. Well, I literally have to actually be standing on the thing to use the lookout point. I have to be standing on it, like, no, I can't be standing next to it, I have to be on it. Dang it. And now I can't get back, there I go. I walked off and then struggled to get back on. Scholar's Harbor. Although known for its distinctively curving piers, the most prominent feature of the city's port, without a doubt, is towering statue of Thalak. Charlene's patron deity faces out towards the water, his eternal gaze watching over this every vessel which arrives and departs. Do I see? Just imagine if places in real life had their own background music. Just in general.
I mean, would be neat, provided it was good.
Proclaiming outrage, I wasn't expecting to see you quite so soon. Nor had in extolling the virtues of Aetherius, I did inadvertently awaken in love with the desire to avert our beloved star's demise. Cal tells us you obtain new knowledge that may aid us in our ongoing effort. I have news to share regarding our study of the Ethereal Sea, but your findings are certain to be of greater interest, and so I would rather hear them first. To what revelation did Hydaelyn's ellipsis flower lead? And this dynamis is what drives the final days. If it and Akasha are the one and the same, then this all but proves Midhana's theory, where an entity through sheer force of motion to channel the vast dormant reservoir into a raging river, its power might surpass that of ether. But if our star is to replete with ether, said entity would need to be outside of its influence to effectively manipulate the dynamics of the great expanse. Metion, or rather the sorrow and suffering of a falling civilizations that she had been hoarding for a millennia. Untold anguish, fear, and hatred drawn from every corner of the universe, all for a single purpose, the destruction of Aetherius. That our foe is no longer some unknowable calamity. We have but one aim, to defeat Metion. You make it sound so simple, but you're not wrong. Vanquish Metion and we deliver the world from the final days, but to even attempt it, there are two conditions. First, we must determine her location. For Metion escaped, the enchantment was placed upon her by Venet, the woman who would become Hydaelyn. The implications of temporal magics are not entirely understood, and so we cannot assume that our Hydaelyn and the Venet human ellipsis are one and the same. Nonetheless, due to her intrinsic qualities as an all-powerful being, and I would Hydaelyn possesses the knowledge we seek. Whether she would share the knowledge which is how it remains to be seen. After all, she intends for us to flee Aetherius and not stay. Do you suppose she has abandoned her pursuit of Metion? That I know would never give up. That's my impression too, otherwise she wouldn't have used me as a conduit for her will, or provided clues such as the ellipsis flower. I believe she has been waiting for mankind's answer to Hermes' question. So what's the second condition? We must find means to reach Metion. Naturally, our chosen method will depend purely upon whatsoever she has made her nest. The communion with Highlander may be necessary to come first. Do you, Master Toy, have any luck with your investigation into the Ethereal Sea? Sadly not. Though we enlisted the help of our Ronaldo and the Echo-blessed allies, we couldn't detect so much as a whisper from Highlander, even from the anti-tower. Master Matoya is of the opinion that in your years since abandoning it, the Forum has found some other method of receiving instructions from Highlander. If so, it would be most likely come from the operas who are observing the Ethereal Sea built closer to home. Sorry to interrupt, but we received word from the Forum. Your presence is requested at the Rostra, where they intend to discuss the Great Exodus. And Father was able to persuade them. Final thing is here, let's hear what they have to say. Organization at such rosters closed to visitors. Silence for so long. Very well, you may wait in the corner. Of course, since you will only be printed on the kitchen that you leave your armament set the door, lest you forget the sacred institution holds rational discords in the highest implements of war expressly forbidden. Why did they have us go all the way around and not? I'm so confused. Why did they have us go all the way to the opposite side to wait to go into this area?
Big door.
Like, out of all the doors they chose the farthest one.
Oh, look, a sightseeing point.
Yeah, that's what I was going for. In order to accommodate the 99 members of the Forum, the seating in their assembly hall is arranged in the shape of a spiral. Viewed from above, one is reminded of a symbol emblazoned upon the Starlian flag, the Nautilus shell that keeps the water of knowledge. I really like the night music for this area. A long wait time on if I want to get it for my house. If I have to do, is it like as in getting 6 in each, or is it having to completely?
It's to get what are you talking about?
The orchestration roll for this music. The music.
Yeah, you have to complete. You have to get the 66 fates in each of the zones.
Wait, 66 or 666? Did you say?
60.
So the 360 fates.
Something like, yeah.
That's a lot of fates.
Yeah. Yeah, but it unlocks the gemstone vendor in Razatan as well.
There is a matter I wish to raise with you before we enter. We are here to listen and to learn. But if the Forum's plans are more or less what I expect, then I should like to make a proposal that will serve our ends. By your leave, of course.
I don't see why not. Your words and wits have gotten us this far.
Agreed. I will present our queries so that you may consider the most advantageous way to advance your proposal without distraction.
Thank you, everyone.
If I may have your attention, the ad hoc session will now commence. The purpose of today's assembly is to brief the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, at their request, on the Great Exodus. You may enter. On behalf of the Forum, I commend your heroic actions on the Magna Glaciers. We shall not soon forget your service to us and the people of Radzad-Han. The Satrap, whom we have informed of the refugees' new arrangements, sings your praises as well. As an expression of our gratitude, we will endeavor to answer your questions as fully and openly as we are able.
Then let us begin. First, it is the Forum's objective to ferry the life and knowledge of this star to the moon. Am I correct?
You are. It is for this purpose that Sharlayan has labored these many long years. We have collected biological samples and scientific records from across the star. When the time comes, they will be moved from their places in Labyrinthos and Numenon and conveyed to safety. Once that critical task has been accomplished, we will begin transporting the Sharlayan citizenry, which has been categorized into groups. The earliest arrivals are to ensure hospitable environs for those who come after. Following our people, we will send those of other nations in turn, beginning with our allies. Radzad-Han was foremost among these, but since the final days have already come to Thavnair, we saw fit to include the refugees with earlier groupings.
An ambitious plan. You have accounted for the safety of all nations and tribes, then?
As many as we can.
And how, pray tell, do you decide who to leave behind?
To journey beyond the sky is an unprecedented and immeasurably difficult endeavor. Introducing sources of inevitable conflict would condemn all to certain death.
Questions as to the validity of that approach aside, are your plans proceeding apace? We're under the impression that your primary means of celestial transportation is incomplete.
If only in that it does not meet our optimal parameters, that is correct. This Ark, as some have taken to calling it, is fully operational and could be launched even today. However, the final days have progressed more quickly than we anticipated. At present, the ship is incapable of attaining speeds sufficient to meet our evacuation targets. Should we put the vessel into service, as it is now, we will be unable to travel to the moon and back quickly enough to complete the necessary number of trips. Precious lives and knowledge will be lost.
Seven hells. Is there anything to be done?
The ether burner, the primary means of propulsion once the craft is in the space between stars, is undergoing testing to determine whether it can be made more efficient. Though cargo is being loaded for the initial phase of the Exodus, we are prepared to continue our experimentation up to the day before launch, should it prove necessary.
What if the Scions were to solve your problem? We shall help devise a means to improve the ether burner's efficiency, on 2 conditions.
What are you gonna say, Alphinaud?
If we succeed, you must allow us to meet with Hydaelyn.
'Twas simple enough to deduce. You have a Concord, and so you would never have abandoned the anti-tower had you no other means of communication. One far more convenient, I suspect.
The second condition, also to be met upon our success, is that we be permitted to propose another use for your Ark.
we would be at liberty to refuse this proposal.
Of course. If we cannot prove its merit to the 99 here, who are we to stake on it the lives of all peoples of this star?
Delightful as always, Master Alfino. Oh, we couldn't have asked for a finer plan. Allow us to solve this complex engineering problem of which we were entirely unaware until moments ago. What could possibly go wrong? The satire writes itself.
Access to a ton of Allegan stuff. We have someone who has like the foremost knowledge of all Allegan related stuff. And there's an Allegan ship on the moon already, so you're up, Graha.
We actually like have the top 30 people who
Yes,
are
what field
Allegan
has
researchers.
not benefited from a change in perspective when we are at wit's end.
But yes, Graha is definitely number one.
Same dry theories recited ad nauseam, but fresh inspiration.
And then like Sid is number 2, then Nero is number 3.
Fireworks.
I, for one, have faith in my erstwhile students to provide it, and I find their terms to be perfectly acceptable.
Order! Order! We have no time to waste on debate. I call a vote. All in favor of agreeing to the Scion's terms?
Right, Graha, do your thing. And yes, we should just call in Sid too.
I mean, this is an apocalypse.
71 in favor,
You should call
28 against.
everyone.
The ayes have it.
We should call in the entirety of the Sons of Saint Koinok.
Fortuneau, as the architect of this project, you are the best candidate to show them its current state. And bear in mind...
Hell, you know what? We should call in Rowena because she knows how to operate a tombstone.
This is the will of the Forum.
What? What? They actually can do stuff?
Yeah. They're basically Allegan USB drives. And then you have the tome phone.
Well, what?
Not kidding. There's an emote called Tome Phone.
Oh no.
I think you get it for registering for the companion app.
Has that been made any better yet?
Not really, but I'm still subscribed to it for the extra retainer. And the extra saddlebag.
Wait, does it cost? Is it extra money for it?
There's a free version and a paid version.
Wait.
The paid version has an extra retainer that you can register and the extra slots in the saddlebag.
Hmm.
It's more expensive than registering just a free or just an extra retainer on Mog Station, but like, you know, the saddlebag.
Mm-hmm.
Very well.
Yep, so I guess this is going to be the rest of Labyrinthos.
I call this session to a close. Return to your tasks with urgency. The final days wait for none.
Yeah, I'm thinking... Well, it depends on how far I get by the end of tonight. But depending on how it is, I may wait to continue MSQ until next week, so I to ensure I can finish. Because if I'm not going to be able to finish it all Thursday, then I'm going to probably wait to do it till next week. So that way, I'm not waiting from Thursday to Tuesday.
You're not going to be able to complete the MSQ Thursday. I think even if you played legitimately, I'm going to say this. I think you are going to need to play Thursday, and then you will likely complete it next Thursday.
See where I am at the end of tonight. Sorry about knowing the rest of you and how I plan. I wasn't really thinking of it on my feet for the most part, but still we require a means of communicating with Hydaelyn and reaching Medion. In this moment, I saw us involving ourselves in the completion of our arc as a way to work towards objective simitus. However, we must keep our end of the bargain by solving the problem with the ether burning. I think this is a challenge beyond our combined experience, or at least the experience of our extended circle of associates. Hello? Alpha no, Graha's right there, and we also know Sid. Hello, did you forget they exist?
With Sid come Biggs and Wedge.
Mm-hmm.
This is to say nothing of
Ether
the contacts Tataru has.
Actually works before we attempt to improve it, though. I am actually gonna run to the bathroom real quick. BRB. Bitonath.
Welcome back.
Instructed. I shall take you to see the ether burner. Meet me outside the Archeon. I trust you can make your own way there. The Ark is being built in Labarthos. Hardly surprising. Where else could they accrue such a massive undertaking? Did I just say Koras instead of conceal?
I don't know.
I like that the wings actually like spread out when you fly, when you jump. Now if only they actually let you fly.
No, that's the Dawn Trail Savage mounts. Not Savage, Extreme.
Hmm. That's something I'm not getting until a couple base expansions have passed. Or it's in the Tombstone.
Which would be after a couple base expansions have passed.
The Endwalker ones will start being in it, like a single one will start appearing, like because the Gwibbers will replace the commies, and then
I think so, yes.
And then Endwalker will take the Gwibber slot. I am just gonna teleport here. Part of this music is just so weird for this area. Your destination lies on the lower levels. The Forum and its wisdom has granted you access to the Archon's lift. Step inside and have Elphus take you to Medial Circuit. Oh, so now do I finally have a faster way down? I think I do. Unless... because I used to have to take the long way to get down to this area.
Ah, okay then, yes.
Unless this lift operator was always an option and I didn't know about it. Because a couple times I've done the hunt here. Because there's one that's down there. Send your searchers ahead to Logiston Alpha on the other side of the Merrill Ergonomics. Actually, there was something I've been meaning to. No, never mind, I can wait. Let us attend to the matter at hand. Oh, they're down over there. It'd be cool if there was like Do you have like a museum thing here where you should just look at all the various monsters in the game?
That would be cool.
Like that would be like a cool like end game quest for like this area if they had it like where you have to go out, fight a monster and then like register it to bring it back and then you can view it in the thing. Because that's also something that can be worked on passively while doing other stuff. Of course, that would require you to play through every single dungeon again and fight again.
People have, like, basically since the game began, been wanting, like, a bestiary you could fill out. And we're going to get at least something with Beastmaster.
And then it will also like the fact there's no guide, like the hunting guide is this thing instead of telling. Oh yeah, Really forgot this is how I could also get XP early on from the hunting guide. Duh. When I get around to doing the other ones. But yeah, it's not something to tell you what monsters drop which in game.
Yeah, that's something people have definitely wanted.
Wait, I wonder if Beastmaster will let you use boss monsters or something, if it's like a tamer type thing. Because you said Blue Mage can use boss monsters attacks, so I guess it wouldn't be a far stretch if Beastmaster is. That is assuming a lot.
Yeah, who knows what Beastmaster is going to be able to capture?
Yeah. This is all assuming that it is a tamer type thing.
It is definitely a tamer type thing.
Like, is there a tamer thing, or it lets you transform into the monster?
No, that would be Morpher.
Better to wait here while our father arranges for us to use the next lift. This music is also nice. Wait, is this the same one as... No, I think it's different. Is this the same as Charlian Night music or no?
No.
How do I... Is this one... Will I get this one just from a quest or...
No, you will get this one from completing the shared fates out in here.
Here being Logiston Alpha, where all atmospheric conditions of labyrinths are regulated. Waters drawn from underground disperse this vapor, simulating the formation of artificial clouds and rain. By manipulating the temperature and air circulation, they are able to create an ideal environment for growth and preservation of biological samples kept here. Hold on, how do you know so much about it? My father brought me here as a child. What? And left me behind? Actually, you're the one who left me behind when you went off somewhere with grandfather. The night before I'd been asking father how clouds are made, so he decided to show me. It was fascinating. I was peppered him with questions the entire time. It is all too easy to take for granted the many intertwined aspects of the natural world, to grow inured to the wondrous. When we gain to understand our complex mechanisms employed at Loprites in creating a similar environment, I have come to view such process in new light. The subterranean guardians of Labyrinthus, the lunar prison forged to contain the ancient Zodiac, inhabitants built for remaining accounts beneath the moon's surface, each unique yet undeniably similar. To me, no mere coincidence. Ever since Highland unfolded to us, the grim fate that wakes Ethereus, every essential resource we could spare has been delivered to Labyrinthus in preparation for great excess, but that's not all. It's also a testing ground for technologies that would allow us to settle on distant stars. The lovers have endeavored to make the moon inhabitable. That is not our final destination. Mankind must learn to propagate life where there is none, to thrive where all is barren. Alas, time is not on our side. I've arranged for you to enter Essential Circuit. It is there most of our preparations of the Great Exodus are carried out. The construction of the Ark among them. Our plans have been made public. Ulysses remains highly restricted. You, however, will not be subject to said restrictions and are free reign to come and go as you please. Such is the will of the Forum. In all, we will prove ourselves worthy of your trust. Then let us proceed. Come on, man. By decree of the Forum, the signs of 7th dawn are permitted to enter Central Circuit. The runner is being constructed not far from here. Overseeing the work is Kokolo Dalkal, after Rome, the forge's name. Once necessary instructions have been made, I shall leave you with him to discuss particulars this way. So we're going to a forge thing. I'm assuming this is where I go to get the armor sets. After completing the role quests. Unless I get them just from the job quests. Wait, no, it was southwest. So yeah, it's farther down that way. It's Filterbrand music.
Swap 'em out. No, been there, done that. Damn near lost me eyebrows.
Think, Coco, think! We be well on our way to paradise. Visionaries patting themselves on the backs for their grand accomplishments if you'd only think!
Yes, that does sound rather lovely.
Yeah! I mean, Master Force, you know, what a pleasant surprise. We're not blasting off already, are we?
The schedule remains unchanged, for better or worse. Which is why the Forum has elected to accept assistance in resolving the Etherburner conundrum.
Do your thing.
Not seen you lot down here before.
There are Archons among their number, but engineering is not their expertise. Nevertheless, the Forum concedes the slim possibility that they may have insights to offer. If not, you are at liberty to return them to the surface, by whatever means you see fit.
I assure you that won't be necessary. Now, about your troubles with the Etherburner.
Aye, aye, I'll walk you through it. Suppose I could do with a change of pace. As the name ought to tell you, the ether burner burns ether, ambient or otherwise, and transforms it into motive force.
Think of it like a giant bomb that never stops exploding.
Hey, that sounds like a rocket. That is literally essentially what the rocket fuel part is. It's essentially just a giant bomb. Space ships.
Even out in that black void where the ether's right sparse, it's strong enough to move our arc. And it probably won't kill you like an actual bomb. But it ain't perfect. According to my calculations, to travel to the moon and back fast enough for the forum's liking, the conversion rate needs to be 6% more efficient. A measly 6%, you say? But if I could have squeezed even another 0.6 out of it, don't you think I'd have built it that way in the first place?
Hast thou consulted with the Loperids?
Yes, they too are conducting their own research, for lack of a ready answer. The moon's propulsion systems are considerable, naturally, yet they are commensurately massive. It is no easy feat to convert their technology into an efficient means of propulsion for a teeny tiny toy boat, as they say, and as I most certainly do not.
Yes, exactly! Damn it all, I asked for refined adamantite and they send me uppity rabbits with inscrutable, ancient, incompatible technology! You're trying to drive me mad!
Do you speak of Allegan refined adamantite, perchance?
You know of it?
That was right. Girl,
Only
I
in
was
the
gonna
most
do it.
general terms, I'm afraid. 'Twas an alloy of Allegan make, but the secrets of its production were closely guarded. As I recall, the record stated it was vital to Dalamud's construction and launch.
Oi, that's the stuff. No material more conductive far as I know. Slotting some ends like blowing up a dam and watching the river of ether come rushing through. Ain't a living soul that knows how to make it though. We were fortunate enough to salvage some for the ether burner, just a wee bit, mind, from a chunk of Dalamud that came hurtling into the northern empty during the calamity. With more, well, that extra 6% efficiency would be child's play. It's a crying shame that we've no other sources.
Surely the many shards of Dalamud scattered throughout Eorzea would suffice. Why not get the refined adamantite from them?
Oh, we tried, believe you me. But only a few specialised pieces would have had any in them to begin with. Drive calls from Ragnarok class internment hulks. Those are the prize bits we really need. According to the Gleaners, getting to them means delving deep into the shards. And the defences are still very operational and very eager to blow them up. It's rough going in there, even for the cream. Not sure they'd make it out alive.
Guess that's the next duty or dungeon.
Weren't we near that part of the Ragnarok when we went to destroy Bahamut?
Why you go and fetch the what's it? This sounds. This White Words goes to haunts me. This sounds like a job for someone else. I feel like barely even. I forget who this is. White Raven.
White Raven?
Yeah.
Nail Van Darnus, former legatus of the 7th Imperial Legion.
I assume that's the more so. Oh wait, is he the guy?
Fought them twice. The first time you fought them in turn 9 of Coil. The second time you fought them was as a weird goopy thing inside of the ruby weapon.
Wait, now I think about didn't you? I think you might have said, was he like the main boss of the pre
Yes.
1.0 or?
Nail Van Darnus was the final boss of 1.0. Also, just to point it out, there is some absolutely absurd, convoluted lore about the character. Because despite the fact that we faced Nail Van Darnus 2 to 3 times, we've actually fought Nail Van Darnus 0 times. We've actually fought Eula Van Darnus, his sister. Nail Van Darnus died relatively early into his military career as an Imperial Legatus. But because the position of family of a Legatus carried such high standing within Garlemald, and since he was always wearing completely obscuring armor, his sister pretended to be him. Which is why, despite the fact that you'll hear Nail Van Darnus regularly referred to as he and such, if you pay attention during the Ruby Weapon and Turn 9 fights, dem some titties.
I guess the middle one's more so for people who played the original. Wait, not original, whatever, pre one. I'm gonna just go with the first option. You want me to go and fetch the what's it?
That may be for the best, though you doubtless find the task too dull for your liking.
There are multiple internment hulks in Eorzea alone, so handling this ourselves may not be the most efficient option.
So this is what Sid's gonna be doing.
Rather, if we could salvage adamantite from the shards simultaneously. Thancred, is the link shell we established before you went to Garlemald still active?
Of course. The floor is yours.
What's all this? Gathering firewood, so to speak. We alone can accomplish little, but joined by others, we may yet build a bonfire to carry us heavensward.
Oh, the Endwalker theme's playing.
Hey,
what?
Hey, remember that moment in Shadowbringers when you were putting together the Talos?
Yeah. This is the equivalent.
Welcome to the full game version.
Oh. I forget.
When I said this is an apocalypse, you can call in everyone. You know who has a great reserve of etherically powered things? The Kojin. You're calling in everyone.
I know. I feel like there's something I did. Was it unexpected show? I just need to check something. Was it that game? I don't know. I don't know. It might have been the Trails game towards the end where also a similar thing happened.
This is Alphino. The Scions have need of you.
Understood. I will contact the Lord Commander and dispatch our finest at once.
My sisters are somewhat preoccupied with the final days, so I will lead the 12's expedition myself.
Are you aware of any other sources of refined adamantite?
Logically, such an invaluable alloy would have been utilized solely where absolutely necessary, in components intended to conduct or collect surpassing amounts of ether. Any extant instrumentation or devices would have likely found their way into the hands of etherologists or enthusiasts.
Magical artifacts of Allagan design? The Eastern Alliance will send word to one and all. Are there other ways we may offer aid? No shards of the Lesser Moon scar our soil, but our stake in this cause is no less for it.
Is there anything in Othard that might be of use to you?
What did you say? Oh, you got friends in far places, lad. Anyway, if you're offering, I wouldn't say no to one of those Far Eastern sacred relics. Some of them can hold enough ether to summon a whole damn primal. Combine a source like that with the ether burner, and 3, 2, 1, kaboom!
I gather you heard his explosive enthusiasm. Might you secure us a suitable relic?
It shall be done. I know little of machines, but I promise we will do our utmost to gather the materials you need to finish your starship. I am glad for the work, in truth. Better to busy oneself than wait and fret over disasters foretold.
Then why are we all still standing about yapping? There's plunder for the taking, and I'm a born plunderer. I'll be an old Charlian before you know it. Start mixing the grog.
I'm certain that can be arranged. Thank you all, and do be careful.
Hello, Sid, where are you at?
Just like that.
Aye, just like that. Our refined adamantite is on its way. Now let us consider our next steps, shall we? There's yet much to be done.
I will point out the resultant cutscene in this scales with content you have completed. Because you know who else is good with cerulean-powered Magitech? The Red Bills.
Ooh.
You might not even remember them anymore. The Sky Pirates.
Weren't... Oh, wait, weren't they the ones? They the ones for the Alliance raids?
Yep.
But I finished the Alliance raid.
Exactly. So they're going to be in this cutscene, this resultant cutscene, because you're calling in everyone.
Well,
because this is existence on the line.
Wait, so since I've done all the raids and the Alliance raids up to this point, so does that mean I'll get everyone, or is there stuff that I...
You will not be getting the people for Stormblood and Shadowbringer's relics.
Hmm. Well, I wouldn't have been able to... That would have taken a long time to do.
Yes.
Like, probably months, right?
Probably.
What about the role quests? Do those also affect...
I don't believe so, no.
So it's not like Shadowbringers role quests where those people will show up?
No.
Right.
And I mean, they all showed up regardless.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, well, you also I got the extra option to talk to them.
Oh, yes. And that one, you did, in fact, not only miss out on... There was one further option. Because the role quests have a cap-off quest for completing all of the role quests. So during that one, you could actually call the NPC heavily tied into the cap-off quest.
To find out who that is, I'd have to actually play healer.
Yeah, but I mean, Sage, starts at level 80, doesn't it?
70, I
Level
think.
70. Oh yeah, then you'd have to... I do think that the relevant NPC did wind up showing up in one of the quests. I want to say it was the caster one.
I did that one, but I don't remember it that much.
I have to ask this. I'll ask this as simply as I can. Do you remember seeing a female Elysian gladiator?
Yeah, I do not. I think...
Because there is one member of Ardbert's party that went missing between 1.0 and A Realm Reborn. All of the members of the party could be seen in the 1.0 opening cinematic. Several of them have wound up changing. Actually, no, only the Rogadin really did. I mean, you never got to see what job the Makote was or the job the male Elysian was, but yeah, there was in the transition between 1.0 and A Realm Reborn, there was confusion at the animating studio. They thought the two elves that appeared in the 1.0 cinematic were the same character. So when it came to animating the A Realm Reborn opening, there was only one elf. And they worked that into the goddamn lore of this game. Like, you saw during that Heidelin walk cutscene, how I was just quoting lines from Answers as she was calling back to them. Things from over a decade prior. They were like, that is a core part of this. The MCU could fucking never.
Well, I remember I was actually listening to the Endwalker theme and like looking at the lyrics, and it's like it actually I swear it references all the previous expansions in the song.
Oh, it does.
Like it has has dragon speech, like for Heaven's War.
It's not just references; those are parts of their relevant expansions theme. That was part of Heaven's Ward, the theme. That was part of Stormblood, the theme. Yeah. The very briefest part is
like
the part that references Shadowbringers.
Yeah, one brings shadow, one brings light.
Yeah.
And then I know for Stormblood, it was like literally it's like Storm of Blood. Like
yeah, it goes like full fucking punk. Yeah, Storm of Blood, born from blood of our fallen brothers.
That was really good.
And that's as Fandaniel is, looking over the map and going up and telling to Xenos, the stage is set, but will our hero deign to play his part? But yeah, if you will remember in the Endwalker trailer, while fighting those blasphemous dragons, Alize picked up her rapier from farther away than she should have been able to, because remember I pointed out that animation bit to you, and she said, I can take after I can look after myself, you know, and I've had enough of this rabble. Come on. And while you're fighting one of those blasphemous dragons, she mutters that I can take care of myself, you know. Grahas then says something. Alisaie there then standing up in her battle stance. I've had enough of this rabble. Come on. It's like that. Look, they did the trailer thing happened there.
Times like these
So
remind.
I'm going to tell you something about the end of Endwalker. I'm not going to like spoil things, but Endwalker takes longer than the rest of them to start leading into the new expansion thing. You know, in Heaven's Word, it was like you wrapped up the Dragon Song War in 3.3. Stormblood, I mean, actually that one kind of still was going on until 3.5, wasn't it? Or 4.5. Shadowbringers, you had gotten every one back to the source by 5.3. Yeah, the lead into Dawn Trail kind of comes in like 6.5. Even if you do have one of the characters who I feel that does not get enough flack, present all throughout the base Endwalker. I'm going to tell you one thing about Dawn Trail and its cast. Erenville got promoted to main character for this expansion. And due to his existence, several of the Scions lost their job, basically. I don't mean that literally, but like, Erenville becomes the guy who comes up with the plan. Meanwhile, Alphino just standing there. Like, I just imagine like an alternate world where Erenville's coming up with all of the plans and Alphino's just are like, but I'm supposed to come up with the plan.
Times like these remind how famous or infamous Alphino has become. Who would have thought he could have achieved so much with a single link pearl conversation?
I mean, legitimately, do you remember back at the end of A Realm Reborn? Not all the way at the very end, but like the lead-up patches to the end of A Realm Reborn? How much did you want to punch him in the fucking face?
Yeah.
You remember how much of just an insufferable little shit Alphino was.
Mm-hmm. So annoying.
And now everyone who's not like, this is my son, is at the very least like, this is my brother. At the end of Shadowbringers, where, you know, Fortuno showed up and was, you know, like, you are no longer to claim House Levelier as your home. It's like, fine, fuck you, they're my kids now.
Expecting to in your future, it's best return to service and inform the relevant parties. I also have a contact of my own that might be worth a try. Oh, and who might that be? That's for me to know and you to find out. On that note, I'll leave matters in your capable hands. Best of luck. Oh, cutscene. Meanwhile, in old
Our course of action is clear. We must harvest refined adamantite from the shards of Dalamud and procure arcane relics of Allagan make. summon the best and brightest of our immortal flames, and form an expeditionary party at once. Call upon the Sultan Sworn and Brass Blades for support as you must. Papashan, send word to the guilds. We will require the expertise of master artisans if we are to have any hope of identifying and recovering these elusive materials. Viergeist, we have need of your stone torches. They are to assist the immortal flames in scouring the ruins and to help secure the surrounding areas. I trust I can count on your support.
As commander of the Stone Torches, my son Zimberk will personally see it done.
Pippin, I would have you lead the raiding party. Assemble your finest, and with Tizona's blade clear the way. Lord Lolorito, I pray you take charge of the search for Allagan relics. Surely you know of some being traded on open or clandestine markets, or sleeping in collectors' vaults. Of course, I ask not that you do this out of the kindness of your heart. By all means, profit on the transactions. I wish you the joy of it. The final days descend upon our world. If circumstances are truly as dire as they say, Uldar's best efforts may be for naught. And yet, when we Eorzeans rose from the ashes to rebuild our broken realm, did we not learn one simple truth? That which seems all but impossible to overcome alone may yet be possible if we stand together. It was the Scions who united us then, and it is the Scions who call upon us now. Uldar will answer that call. We will summon our courage and join the fight for our world's future. You know your duties. I, Nanamo Ulnamo, 17th in the line of Ul, bid you good luck and Godspeed.
Meanwhile, in the Black Shroud. Oh, is this the cutscene you were talking about?
No, not quite.
Oh, it's the Archer. The lady from the Archer. She's the what? Right? Yeah, she's the Archer lady.
We fielded a goodly number, but our ranks are heavy with healers, and an abundance of restorative magics will be of little help in destroying Dalamud's defenses. Still, it has ever been thus with Gridania. We must steel ourselves for a protracted engagement.
In that case, might I suggest taking us along?
Commander Hext, what are you doing here?
None of the shards in Girabania are big enough to hold an internment hulk. So we said to ourselves, why not lend our neighbors a hand? We thought you might be short on people with a talent for breaking things.
While it pains me to admit it, you are right. Our deficiency so plain to see.
It might have been a lifetime ago, but I was once one of the Scions assigned to the Shroud. I know this forest well. I know your people. And I know we will be stronger if we fight this fight together.
Then I will impose upon you with a clear conscience. Come, let us speak of how to integrate our forces.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I won't let it all be for nothing. I promise you, Papalimo.
Meanwhile, in Corthius. What's his name?
There you are. We've no time to waste, brother. Everyone has already... Ah.
This is so cruel.
That was a roar. A dragon's roar.
Meanwhile, in the Ruby Sea.
And so, in summation, the Eastern Alliance, as well as the Honorable Lord Lolorito himself, reached out to me for assistance in procuring these treasures of the divine, and I, in turn, do beseech the Confederacy for aid.
I fucking love Hancock.
Hmm? Is that...
Hancock? What a surprise this is. And a fortuitous one at that. I have a favor to ask, you see.
So wait, would he have appeared if I didn't do the...
Yes, he was still part of the main story.
I know, but like with this, the snake one was one of the trials. I forget what her name was.
Oh, was Siryu back there too?
Yeah, the snake was back there.
Oh, I did not notice.
Mm-hmm.
Siryu probably wouldn't have shown up. No.
Mm-hmm. Our friends are searching for find out on Sacred Oaks. We will only know if we meet the Crimes once they have arrived. Anytime is there else to be of service? Ha! You have done more than enough. If I had to say, I could use someone who knows a thing or two about elegant technology. You there, the lad with the red eyes, matching hair. You seem to know more than an average scholar. Ah, if only Master Carlin would write of it. Well, he and Graha established a report. Why don't we help with the preparations for the Great Exodus? Indeed, this will mean moving on in terms of our arrangement, but I propose this not to curry favor. As confident as I am, we will succeed. We must be ready for every eventuality. This would also be an opportunity to familiar ourselves with the logistics of traveling the Great Expanse. And if nothing else, it beats twiddling our thumbs while we wait for the Adamite. Well, ain't you a bunch of helpful burglars? If you mind lending a hand, I know where you ought to go. Failing Hamlet's lousy with researchers of scholarly type, busying themselves preparing for Exodus. Ha, that lot needs all the help they can get. Well, then off we go. Yep, there it is. Gonna go grab it, and then I'll go up to get to the actual quest.
Hey, can you go to Kugane so I can see that quest that you were talking about?
Mm-hmm. Let me at least go to the
Yes, do that
attune,
first. Yes.
so that
Attune
way,
first.
so I can get back faster. So I'll just join this one real quick. Get one. Yeah. There's a lot of people who actually live down here. How much we can offer, but I just say they'll benefit from some fresh inspiration, Scholar Mark Canuck mentioned. Let's start by asking around duly without getting in anyone's way. Let's move by through it once our work is done. And I'm assuming that's a Netherite quest. Yep. Teleport to the... Wait, no, I haven't... Never mind, I have the... Yes, I have a ticket. I can just use the ticket for free. Wait, no, use this to teleport to it. It's this one.
is definitely Shadowbringer's relics related. And I don't know what that's... Oh, right, because you go to it from the Doman Enclave. That's the Shadowbringer's relic unlocked. Just take it.
Did some here. Do my retainers. Senor. And then send you on do that. Mm. Now teleport back to where I need to be. That's very kind, but I should be able to organize the rest of the documents myself. It mostly lists the things we'll need once we arrive on the moon, and then whichever star we choose our new homes, but my duties largely concern the maintenance of living conditions, so I'll up as your part. I hear that our learner collaborators have come down to assist in our efforts. I look forward to finally meeting them in person after we communicate them for such limited capacity so far. Perfectly honest, I'm not even so used to idea what they look like. I do hope they're not enormous, looming giants. Well, I would much prefer something small and fluffy like a beheaded rabbit that ran by. Lady, well, I have something to inform you. Aw, it didn't let me tell her that those are indeed the ones that are assisting. That would have been funny. Oh, I just realized this is part of the music, the theme. And this part's literally playing when they're in Sharlayan. Like the part of the song that's on right now is when Yishitol is addressing the form in the opening. Helping with the arc, even with all the power of Master Krog's match squeeze out the Aether, still not enough for her. And now here the final zero arrive. Horrible creatures running rampant over half only begun the exodus sooner. People are dying and there's no end to it if we don't fulfill our duties. But we will. We spent years preparing for this and we believe in the plan and all will be well. Like, you know, you actually started working more when we first said that the final days are happening. Maybe you would have had more prep.
were. They just didn't publicly acknowledge it.
Hello, are you one of the new members? Very easier. I heard things have come to standstill front, even so I choose that over my current duties. Checking and loading samples day in and day out is tiring, thankless work. Still, no one will be cross if I misplace a few legumes or what have you. The farm's got enough on their plate. We'll decide who gets more arc and when. A lot of powerful people have opinions about that. My heart goes out to Master Forefront and the others. Hardly get a moment of rest, I expect. Do they have time to sleep? Nice meeting you here, Delta. Our friends from the forum brought us a teeny tiny boat. Just quite impressive considering they couldn't use any creation magics. We're really interested in Ethereus itself, though. Now we find ourselves with sort of a funny underground missionized version of it. From the forum will give us a guided tour, but it appears they're rather preoccupied, honestly, all that time to prepare, and they're still not ready. Those will just have to show ourselves around. At least what we are planning to do until we chance upon our age and your good self. Since you both dwell about engaging in an shot, perhaps you could show us a few points of interest. Would that be fun? Yeah, I'll do that in a minute. But first I want to do the Ether current quest. Excuse me, ma'am. I couldn't help but notice some whiskers have an affinity for creatures in the wild, and since I'm never wrong about such things, might I trouble you? You see, amongst our troops of trolls living in the outer circle, I came upon one who was sick beyond measure. I took the poor creature out a moment and saw him healed. Whereas when I returned to rifle him, he flew into a panic as if he could not bear the thought of going back. Making matters worse, the trolls have escaped the den of animals. I would go after him. But I'm full-footed, I'll scare off, not and be torn limb from limb from my pains in the field. Such an you will just seek out the trolls, book I shall provide you with the sphere fruit, and when you should be able to claim call the pious thing, hopefully that will be enough to see since it's restored for him to come hurrying back. I'm sure think of those any of those fell animals seek to impede you or pester the troll, make those beasts regret their interference. Oh, and don't worry, you'll be rewarded for your effort. So I do not need to come up like this. Electrical can resist fruit this ripe in more than one way, according to your olfactory senses. Well, curious for him, I can't thank you enough. I know it may not look like it, but trolls are really quite intelligent indeed. They are an intrinsic part of the woodlands and labyrinth, so keep it healthy and thriving. Though responsibility to put down the more violent and unruly ones, most trolls, such as this one, are kind and docile enough. In fact, my friend here's real chance of becoming a leader of his tribe, perhaps even guardian of the forest someday. As we saw these creatures removed from their natural habits and relocated them with labyrinths, thus we are responsible to watch over them and ensure that they are well. And it would be too cruel to dispose of one simply because they're under the weather. Ah, yes, your as promised. Now then, it's high time I saw this fellow return to our circuit. Farewell, adventurer. Alright. I think I want to move on to do some of the role quest.
Okay.
Just because, since right now, the next quest is right next to an Aetheryte, so it'll be easy to get to next time.
Fair enough.
So I think I've only done one of them. The first one, I think, for it's in Lumencia. And then I believe it's at the... I believe it's over here. Yep, there it is. How could not be better? The Admiral has just a moment returned from meeting with Saga, and I shall inform her of your arrival. Adults, I'm glad you're here. We decided on the next course of action. As you know, we've faced two distinct but interconnected challenges. The transformation occurring from monks and Saga might be one, but the blasphemy itself is the root of the problem. Thus far, those ways to come to change have all been afflicted with the crushing tide. We need to start diplomatic efforts. Were we to put a stop on the phenomenon as well as address their grievances, we may yet have a chance at peace. To that end, I would propose a double-pronged approach. On one front, we shall work in tandem with our Sagan allies to redouble our patrols. Should the blasphemy surface, we'll share this knowledge and move to immediately as special threat. At the same time, we will pursue a dialogue with the Christian Tide. We need to bring them back to the negotiating table and see what can be done to convince them to stand down. The point will be no doubt on the lingering issue of securing land for their spawning grounds. 'Tis a to approach with an open mind. It will not be easy, but we succeeded with the kobolds, and I have faith that we'll succeed with the Sagan as well, so long as we parley in good faith. I can only hope the Crushing Tide will share that sentiment. You're wise to have your expression, but I will not abandon hope or iterate. Nara sent word that when Dal, a priest who styles himself the leader of Krishna, has grudgingly agreed to hear us out. I will parley with him face to face at Sopsa spawning grounds and would have you on my side if you do not object, that is. And so in any case, pray join me at the South Tide Gate when you are ready. From there we will go together.
I'm gonna duck out a voice.
Mm-hmm. Alright. I'll prepare you. Dal is not known for his patience. We must take care not to incur his ire. I told you we had the spawning grounds upon our arrival. It appears he has been delayed. Let us speak with Sagan here. Perhaps one of them will shed a light on what's keeping him. One more thing. I come here as representative of limits and limits on the humanity. Should it talks here and things come to blows, I cannot be seen to blood in my hands. I trust that you understand. And with that, let us be off. Is just situated to fill the shore free and drill upon sacred spawning grounds. Play for your entry. We seek audience with Speaker Dow, where we might find him. You know such things, short. If we all forget and you did Lord violently be gone. Don't get much out of this one, let's try elsewhere. Go out your chest about domain involved Shorewalker. You know him. We live for our priest parley with your leader, Master Joe, where we might find him. Shh. We desire no parley with the Shorewalkers. Why we would steal our home? We're going to say all selfish. We saw him will grow, flourish. Reserve silence. Why we speak with Master Joe and work toward peaceful solutions. As the words from thriving Shorewalker, we soon you shall learn the futility of your efforts. Speaker Dallas currently overseeing security at spawning grounds. You'll find him by the entrance, so you mark my words. You will wish you hadn't. We shall see. I thank you for your aid. Strong, it's too much of my own pleasure. To your honest room, I apologize to your home else. I am Melromo, Chief Admiral, and this is Delta One. We came to see you parley that we may strive peace between our peoples. Parley, you say? Prolonged conflict any further will need to nearly suffer. Menace both our peoples face far greater indeed. If there is ever a time to satisfy the differences to come together for the greater good, it is now. I initiate you destroying us at the South Tape for formal negotiations. Sure, sorry, come together. What assurance do I have that they will not slit our gills the moment we set foot in your territory? We can offer naught by words. We open the gates and invite you into our home. I show respect. I do not trust your worker, but I never let said, though of course I was a coward. I accept your offer, but attempt any treachery or subterfuge, and your people will drown in their own blood. Well, Master, I look forward to productive discussion. Let us return. I'll send word to Noel as well. I would have also got out to join us at the parley. Thanks for joining here, Master Dao. The air seconds me. Be brief. Alright, let's get straight to the matter. I call Arthur Linsbury, one more powerful than any promo with the potential to bring death without end to both Saga and Illuminatians alike. The circumstances call for swift and united action. No intentions, but I remind you, we have liberated many of your kin from Leviathan's enthrallment. They and countless others are going to join us of their own free will that we may ensure the survival of both our people. Aye. By their deeds, they have Lewis and proven themselves worthy of our trust. You are a Christian, I want to secure future for your people. I say that this can only be done by confronting this threat together. Threat. What is this threat you speak of? You need to create and submit yourself to our command. Be as the Serpent Reavers. They are the only shore walkers I deign to call friend. You ask that we willingly surrender ourselves to your Lord of all. That and alone will ensure peace between us. For us, your president is all alliance but servitude. This way lies nothing but death for all Sagan. Here's our short stolen as well. He sees Lord Leviathan and spouses the lunacy of our sore foes. True shall be our God. Sorry to drive us from faith and stone. We cannot. We must not let this stand. James, sitting one's press waters aside. Those ones blasphemous, our Lord Leviathan. Those who steal our spawn and slaughter our children, our future, our future. Behold, this is blessed Lord Divine grants us greater strength. Oh, this is a blessing. Sacharis, flee for your lives. Thanks for help. I leave this place to you. Splendid. Let all spawners be blessed with such power. For now. I beg you, French warrior, deliver my small brother from this horrific fate. It's the second time you see my life, Shoraka. My gratitude's as boundless as the sea. But of Admiral, we must go and aid her. Too late, I am sorry. And only for us, you are not responsible for my people's plight. But I cannot fathom Styles for us. How pleased he was to see his brothers become slavering peace. The fool believes it a blessing from Leviathan himself. Any hope for peaceful solution was lost. Should Doe and his Christian tide manage to wield these transformations as a weapon against us? Should the verb thought, yet the truth that the blasphemy is still out there, yes. Just so, the first ones transformed are those who have fallen into the deepest depths of despair. The most painful their anguish, the more fearsome and formidable they become for the bestial form, and the greater their influence over others. We can scarcely hope to stand against a legion of such foes. Would there be a way my people could help? I'll have the Maelstrom patrol the seas for blasphemy. That won't slay with all these, but this may to not. If blasphemy too was born from a Sagan, it could be sheltering in the depths beyond the reach of our ships. In that case, pray allow my small brothers to serve as your eyes beneath the sea. Thank you, Noel. Though our efforts combined, we might yet weary this threat. Whether this threat. As for brothers, give their last say, I shall see they return home and lay the rest as they deserve. You have my gratitude, Admiral. At that we should return as well. There's much work to be done, and would see it done quickly. I was just sharing our findings. See, they are exactly as the saga described. Although it was Ilko no means to forcibly trigger the phenomenon present, it's plain they intend to seek one out. Redouble our patrols offshore and inform me of any first sign of anything out of the ordinary. Shall be done, Admiral. I worry that we may be stretching ourselves in. Should the solution take a turn for the worse, I will recall our forces from Garland, yet would reserve that as a last resort. For now, I must get to work for securing reinforcements. I ask that you remain close by, and we may have need of your strength all too soon. I think I'm gonna finish up here. I don't get why it puts you outside the house if you log out or go into a duty while you're inside the house. I don't get why it puts you outside of it afterwards when you finish the duty or log back in. Okay. Ah. I guess that's it for tonight. Mm. There. Great. Bye bye.